Life is like the seasons, it changes whether you're ready or not. No one gets to stay in summer forever. The sun doesn't always shine, and even the brightest bloom must someday let go of the branch. But that's not tragedy. That's truth. Spring reminds us of beginnings fragile, hopeful, messy. You don't come into your own all at once. You come to life slowly, like green cracking through frozen ground, like laughter after a long silence. Like a heart remembering how to trust. Then comes summer and you start to taste the warmth of your own becoming. You stand taller, you risk more. You let love find you, and still summer never lasts. Autumn arrives, and with it letting go, not failure, not loss, but sacred release, the shedding of what you've outgrown, of identities, expectations, stories that no longer hold your truth. The beauty of fall isn't in clinging, it's in surrender. And winter is not the end, it's the hiding place of transformation. It's quiet so you can hear yourself. It's barren so you can be rebuilt. It's cold so you learn to become your own fire. Life will cycle. You will rise and fall, but no season stays forever and no season is wasted. Even in your winters something holy is happening. So honor your seasons, don't rush them, don't resist them, let them teach you. Because every season carries you home. Change is inevitable, it doesn't ask for permission, and it rarely gives warning. Life moves in cycles, and whether we embrace it or not, the seasons turn. There are moments when everything blooms effortlessly. Opportunities open, hearts expand, and we feel unstoppable. But then come the days when everything slows, fades, or even falls apart. And it can be tempting to think something has gone wrong, but it hasn't. This is the rhythm of being alive. Every phase has its own purpose, even the ones that break us open, especially those. Change is not here to punish you, it's here to shape you, to stretch you, to prepare you for the version of yourself you've not yet met. When life shifts, it asks you to shift with it, to loosen your grip on how things were, and dare to believe in what could be. We weren't made to stay the same. Stillness is beautiful, but stagnation is not. The tree doesn't fight the fall of its leaves. The river doesn't resist the bend. Nature surrenders, and in doing so, it survives. More than that, it thrives. So why do we fear what is natural? Why do we hold on so tightly when letting go might be the doorway to peace? Because we forget that every ending carries a seed. We forget that the dark is fertile. If you are in a season of change, you are not lost. You are not behind. You are simply in motion. Let life move you. Let it teach you. You do not have to control every step. You only have to stay open, because change is not the enemy. It's the wind that carries you forward exactly where you're meant to be. Spring represents new beginnings. It arrives quietly after long nights and bare branches. It doesn't shout its presence, it whispers it. A bud here, a soft breeze there, a subtle warmth returning to cold places. Spring is not about perfection. It's about the courage to begin again, to rise even if you're still trembling, to believe in beauty even after a season of silence. This is the time of fragile growth, of dreams that are still finding their roots, of hearts learning to open again after being closed for too long. Growth in spring is not loud, it's not flashy, it's soft, intentional, and real. You don't have to bloom all at once, you're allowed to take your time. To stretch slowly toward the light, to feel uncertain and still move forward. Spring is hope in motion. It's the reminder that life returns even after the harshest winter. It's the feeling of something new stirring deep inside, something sacred, something possible. This season is also about rediscovery of the parts of yourself you thought you lost, of the joy that went quiet inside you, of the voice you forgot how to hear. Spring says you can begin again. It's okay if you're not sure how. It's okay if you're starting small. New beginnings rarely come with clarity, they come with trust. The soil beneath you is rich, not because it's perfect, but because it's been through something. It's been broken open, and now it's ready to hold life. You are allowed to return to yourself. You are allowed to grow differently this time, not for the world's applause, but for the quiet freedom of becoming who you were always meant to be. Spring does not ask you to be ready. It only asks you to be willing to step into the light, even if your hands are still shaking. Summer reflects joy and confidence. It's the season when everything stands tall, proud, and unapologetically alive. The days are longer, the light is louder, and the air feels like possibility. There's a boldness in summer that reminds you you're allowed to take up space, you're allowed to shine. This is the time of expansion, of stepping into your own power, of letting yourself be seen without shrinking. There's no need to hide when the world itself is in full bloom. Summer calls you to stop holding back, to live vibrantly, not cautiously, to stop waiting for the perfect moment and instead dance with the one you're in. Because joy isn't something you earn, it's something you claim. In summer, love feels easier to give and easier to receive. Walls soften, hearts open, laughter comes more freely, and connection feels closer than fear. It's a season for saying yes, yes to life, yes to yourself, yes to what sets your soul on fire. Confidence doesn't mean you have all the answers. It means you trust yourself enough to keep walking forward. It means you've made peace with who you are, and you're no longer apologizing for your light. You understand that you were never meant to be small. Summer isn't perfect. There are still storms, but even in the chaos, something inside you knows. You were made for this. You were made to rise. This is the chapter where you laugh louder, where you love deeper, where you finally realize you've come far, and you're not done yet. The sun doesn't ask for permission to shine, neither should you. This is your time to radiate, to lead with your heart, to let your presence be your power. Let summer teach you how to live without holding your breath. Let it remind you that you are allowed to feel good, to thrive, to celebrate the person you've become. You don't need to wait for permission. Joy is your birthright, and this is the season that invites you to step fully into it. Autumn symbolizes release. It's the season where everything beautiful begins to fall. Leaves drift gently from their branches, not because they've failed, but because it's time. Letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's knowing what no longer serves you and having the courage to set it down. In autumn, nature doesn't mourn the loss of summer. It celebrates change with color. With boldness, with grace, you are allowed to do the same, to stop gripping what once fit but now feels heavy, to surrender the version of yourself that got you here, so you can make space for who you're becoming. This is a season of necessary endings, not because you failed, but because you've grown. And growth often means outgrowing relationships, habits, mindsets, even dreams. There is a quiet power in shedding. It doesn't make a lot of noise, but it clears the way for clarity, for new direction, for peace that only comes after release. It's okay to feel the ache of goodbye, to grieve what you're leaving behind. But don't confuse that ache with regret. Some things are meant to pass through your life, not stay in it. Autumn teaches us that letting go is not loss, it's transition. The tree never doubts it will bloom again. It trusts the cycle, it trusts the process, so must we. This is the time to simplify, to strip down to what's real, to keep only what aligns with who you are now. Everything else, let it fall. You are not starting over. You are refining, making space, opening your hands so you can receive what's next. Sometimes the greatest act of strength is not holding on, but learning to let go with love. Not everything meant to come with you will. And that's okay, because on the other side of release is renewal, and autumn, in all its fading, is the quiet beginning of something new. Winter is for reflection and renewal. It's the season the world slows down when the noise softens and the distractions fade. It's not a time of visible growth, but that doesn't mean growth isn't happening. Beneath the surface, in the quiet and the stillness, transformation begins. Winter is the pause that prepares you. It invites you inward. To sit with yourself, to listen closely, to ask the deeper questions that get drowned out in the rush of life. This is not the season for proving, it's the season for presence, for being honest about what hurts, what's healing, and what's still hidden. There is something sacred about this stillness. It's where you remember who you are without the world's opinions. It's where your soul stretches not for applause but for alignment. The cold has its own wisdom. It teaches you to slow down, to rest without guilt, to breathe without urgency, to let things unfold without forcing the outcome. Winter doesn't demand energy, it asks for surrender. It says, come home to yourself. Not to what you do, but to who you are when everything else is stripped away. You may not feel like you're moving forward, but stillness is movement too. Healing is happening in the quiet. Strength is forming in the shadows. And just because you can't see, it doesn't mean it's not real. This season is not empty. It's pregnant with purpose. It's the soil preparing for spring, the roots digging deeper, the foundation being rebuilt. In winter, you learn to hold yourself, to comfort your own ache, to light your own fire from within. And in doing so, you become stronger than before. Let winter do its work. Let it cleanse you. Let it clarify what matters. Let it restore what life wore down. Because when the thaw comes, you'll rise again, not as who you were, but as who you were always becoming. Every season serves a purpose, even the ones that break you open, even the ones you never asked for, even the ones that come disguised as endings. It's easy to celebrate the seasons of joy when everything flows, when life feels light, when you're seen, loved, and thriving. But those seasons aren't the only ones that shape you. The painful seasons, they carry their own kind of wisdom. They teach you in ways comfort never could. They reveal your strength, your resilience, your ability to keep going even when the path disappears beneath your feet. Hard seasons strip away the noise. They show you what matters. They wake you up to truths you would have missed in easier times. They refine you not by force but by fire. The grief, the heartbreak, the uncertainty, they are not punishments. They are part of your becoming. They stretch your heart so it can hold more compassion. They deepen your soul so it can carry more light. You don't have to love the pain to learn from it. You don't have to enjoy the storm to be changed by it. But you can choose to let it grow you, not harden you, to let it soften you into something more real. Every season you've walked through has left something behind, a lesson, a scar, a strength you didn't know you had. And even if you wouldn't choose to walk it again, you can honor what it gave you. There is no wasted season, no moment too dark to hold purpose, no chapter too painful to hold beauty if only you're willing to look again. Growth doesn't always feel like growth. Sometimes it feels like loss. Sometimes it feels like standing still. Sometimes it feels like breaking. But underneath, something sacred is shifting. The seasons turn, and so do you. Not one of them comes without reason. Not one of them leaves you unchanged. They all carry you forward, one quiet transformation at a time. Growth is nonlinear. It doesn't follow a straight line. It doesn't happen all at once. It comes in waves, just like nature. One day, you feel strong and full of life. The next, you're questioning everything. And that doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're human. Growth is messy. It's quiet breakthroughs and loud setbacks. It's taking 2 steps forward, then falling back, only to rise again in a new way. You don't bloom in a single moment. You bloom slowly, layer by layer, season by season. There are times when nothing seems to be changing on the outside, but everything is transforming within. The soil works in silence before the flower shows its face, and so do you. There will be days you feel stuck, days when the work feels invisible, but invisible doesn't mean unimportant. It means you're being rebuilt where it matters most, beneath the surface. We live in a world that glorifies fast results, but real growth doesn't rush. It honors timing, it honors rest, it honors every small, unseen effort that no one claps for. You are not behind, you are not broken, because you're still becoming. This is your process, and your process is enough. Sometimes you need to pause. Sometimes you need to fall apart to grow back stronger. Sometimes the silence between chapters is where the most healing happens. Nature doesn't apologize for the time it takes. The moon has phases, the tides rise and fall. The forest takes years to mature, and it's still beautiful every step of the way, so give yourself grace. You're not meant to be in bloom all the time. There's beauty in every phase, in the budding, the resting, the wilting, and the rising again. You grow how you grow, and that rhythm is sacred. Honor it. Trust it, and let it lead you forward, one gentle wave at a time. Letting go is a sacred act. It's not weakness. It's not giving up. It's choosing to release what no longer fits who you are becoming. There comes a time when holding on begins to hurt more than letting go. Not because what you're holding is bad, but because you've outgrown it. A belief, a pattern, a version of yourself that once kept you safe, but now keeps you small. Shedding old selves is not betrayal. It's evolution. It's honoring the truth that we are not meant to stay the same. That transformation requires loss not of your worth, but of the illusions that tried to define it. You can thank the old you without taking her with you. She did the best she could with what she had, but you are ready for more, and more often begins with less, less pretending, less performing, less carrying what was never yours to hold. Letting go is a return to what is real, what is honest, what is light enough to carry into the next chapter. You don't have to have it all figured out. You only have to be brave enough to release, to unclench your fists, to trust that what's meant for you doesn't require you to shrink. The tree lets go of its leaves each fall, not because it's dying, but because it's preparing for new life. So must we. Letting go doesn't mean you stop loving. It means you love yourself enough to move forward, to create space for the life waiting to meet you. It's a quiet kind of courage, one that doesn't always look strong from the outside, but changes everything from the inside. Who you are becoming cannot rise if you keep carrying who you were. So release with grace, release with trust, release with the knowing that every ending writes the soil for something new to grow. Stillness has power. In a world that glorifies hustle and noise, silence can feel uncomfortable, but it's in the stillness that truth begins to rise. We're taught to measure progress by motion, to believe that doing more means being more. But some of the deepest growth happens when nothing on the surface is moving. Stillness is not laziness, it's not weakness, it's wisdom. It's the space where clarity takes shape, where tired hearts can breathe and overwhelmed minds can soften. There are answers you will never hear until you get quiet enough to listen. There are wounds that won't begin to heal until you stop running from them. Stillness asks you to pause, to be present, to stop filling every moment with doing so you can remember how to simply be. Rest is not a reward, it's a rhythm, it's part of the cycle, just as essential as action, just as sacred as achievement. Even the earth rests, the tide pulls back, the moon disappears. Winter silences the world, not to destroy it, but to prepare it for blooming. You are not falling behind when you rest. You are aligning, you are listening, you are gathering the energy to rise again, stronger and more centered than before. Stillness is where you come home to yourself. It's where you reconnect with your values, with your breath, with your purpose. It's where you remember that your worth was never tied to how much you produce. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to sit with the quiet. To stop running, to stop proving, and just exist, fully and unapologetically. In the stillness you may find what you were chasing all along, not out there but within, not in striving but in surrender. Let silence hold you, let rest restore you, let stillness remind you you are already enough even when you're not moving at all. You are meant to evolve, you are not here to stay the same, not in mind, not in heart, not in soul. Growth is not betrayal of who you were. It's an act of becoming, of shedding what no longer serves, of stepping into the next version of your truth. You are not broken because you've changed. You are alive, you are learning, you are in motion, as all living things are meant to be. Embracing your seasons is embracing your humanity. It's recognizing that you will not always feel the same, look the same, love the same, dream the same. And that's not failure, that's transformation. You are not here to perform consistency. You are here to grow, to stretch, to soften, to rise and fall and rise again, each time wiser, more honest, more whole. There will be seasons when you feel like you've outgrown the life you built, and that's okay. It means you're paying attention. It means you're honoring the quiet knowing inside that says, there's more for you than this. There will be days when evolution feels like loss. When becoming someone new means letting go of who you were, it might hurt. It might feel like starting over, but it's not the end, it's the unfolding. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be real. To allow yourself to change your mind, to dream a new dream, to heal deeper, to love differently, to live truer. Your seasons will not look like anyone else's, and they're not supposed to. Your evolution is sacred, measured not in speed or success, but in depth, in presence, in alignment with who you are becoming. Let yourself shift, let yourself grow, let yourself break the mold of yesterday so you can meet the you that's waiting in tomorrow. You are not here to be one version of yourself forever. You are here to evolve again and again and call it grace. So honor every season you walk through, the blooming, the shedding, the silence, the rising. Let each chapter shape you, but never define you. You are not just surviving the seasons, you are being refined by them. You are becoming, and that becoming is the point, not perfection, not permanence, but the sacred, unstoppable unfolding of who you truly are. Keep evolving, keep listening, keep trusting the rhythm of your life, because every season, even the hard ones, is working together to bring you home to yourself.